Imagine you are walking through the woods and you come across a mysterious cave. Inside, you will find the remains of an old hideout. There are many caves in the United States, but Robbers Cave stands out for the myths and legends associated with it. It is through these myths, as well as the history, that the cave has transformed from a physical place into a symbol of American outlaw and is now a prime tourist destination. Robbers Cave has a history that began long before the legends. In its earliest days, it was used by French explorers as well as Native Americans as hunting and trapping grounds. It was the French that named most of the nearby landmarks, and most of those names are still used today. The cave received its modern name after the American Civil War when it became a hideout for criminals on the run. One outlaw known to be connected to the area was Bella Starr. Her and her husband, Sam Starr, were members of the Starr Gang, and they lived about 20 miles from the cave. Together, they were known for sheltering fugitives who were running from the law. It was because of this that the cave quickly became associated with outlaw activity, and it was even rumored that Bella Starr helped Jesse James run from the law. That is about where fact begins to blend into myth. The most famous legend says that Jesse James may have stayed in Robbers Cave while running from the law. However, there's no proof of this. But Jesse James is so well known that the rumor was enough to make the cave famous. In modern times, Robbers Cave is a tourist destination. In 1929, a man named Carlton Weaver donated the land to the Boy Scouts of America. The Scouts developed it into a campground with activities such as hiking, swimming, horseback riding, and cave exploration. Today, Robbers Cave State Park attracts visitors who are interested in both outdoor recreation and the legend of Jesse James. The cave played an important role in a famous social experiment in the 1950s. Psychologist Muzaffar Sharif tested the idea that the competition over limited resources would cause conflict between groups. 22 boys were divided into two equal groups and kept separate from the start. After building bonds together, they were later introduced to each other and forced to compete for prizes. Hostility developed quickly. However, when the boys had to work together to restore their water supply, the conflict disappeared. The experiment showed both how easily groups can turn against each other and how quickly they'll cooperate when they have a common goal. Today, Robbers Cave remains as a symbol shaped by narrative. It represents American history, outlaw legends, scientific research, and modern tourism. It is through myths and stories that Robbers Cave has become more than just a cave. It has become a powerful example of how places gain meaning through the stories we tell about them.